Okay, so let's start on this. So we'll do this in 2 days. So we're going to review today and we'll review tomorrow. So we should be able to be finished by tomorrow. All right, everybody's watching? Do you have a pass filled out? So anyway, the test is going to basically be the same style of problems as the quizzes are. All right, so I figure the best way to review for the test is just to go through the quizzes again. All right, so tomorrow we'll go over the quiz we took today, but we won't get to that today. We will just do the first quiz. All right, so we'll review today and tomorrow. We'll split it up so we can take some time. All right, everybody should know this. I've talked about from day one the 3 undefined terms. If you don't know this by now, I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing else I can do for you. What are they? The 3 undefined terms. That's it. Point, line, and plane. That will be on the test. I told you for the first day that we did geometry, I told you that would be on the quiz. It would be the first question on the quiz and the first question on the test, and it absolutely is. All right, so make sure you know that. All right, let's go through these. Now, on the test, it may look just slightly different. Now, the number 1 will be exactly that on the test. So it's not going to be slightly different. It's going to be exactly that. All right, Penny, you watching? Hey, Penny, are you awake? Tap her on the shoulder or something. All right, so now what we're going to do is 3 collinear points. So what does it mean to be collinear? She's out? That's all right. Let her stay asleep, I guess. All right, 3 collinear points. What does that mean? They do what? 3 points that do what? Lie on the same line. Okay, so you have to have 3 of them. All 3 of them have got to be on the same line. So can you just say V and W? No, because there's only 2 of them. Can you say just W and Z? No. What are you going to say? That's it. W, X, and Y. All right, and look, I even put blanks here. On the test, I don't put blanks on it. You have to... you haven't had a major test in here yet, have you? I got to talk about that tomorrow. Remind me tomorrow to give you some explanation on how I give a test. All right, I'll give you a little bit of sneak peek, I guess. I allow you to do corrections. So what we're going to do on Monday, we're going to take the test. I just mark them right or wrong. Okay, so if you got that wrong, I just do that. If you get it right, I put a check mark. All right, I don't tell you what was wrong. I don't put the correct answer next to it or anything like that. So what happens is you come in the very next, on Tuesday, right? I'll grade it that night. And then you come in on Tuesday and you have a chance to get the ones right that you got wrong the first time. All right, so the first day, I take off all 5 points. It's 20 questions. All right, it's worth 100 points, so each question is worth 5 points. If you get it right the first time, you get all 5 points, okay? So if you get it right on Monday, you got full credit. If you get it wrong on Monday, you can come in on Tuesday and try to get it right. I'll give you 3 out of those original 5 points. It's not too bad, is it? All right, everybody got that? So that's 60% for doing it the second time around. All right, so you only do the ones that you got wrong, and then I'll add it to your grade, and that's how I grade every single test. Everybody understand that? All right, I'll talk more about it tomorrow, but I just thought I'd cover that today. So what were the 3 collinear points? You said it already. What were they again? Yeah, Y, X, W, W, X, Y. Doesn't matter what order you put them in. Nope, doesn't. On the test, I'm not going to put the blanks with the commas. All right, I'm not going to put the blanks with the commas. It's just going to be an open spot. I'll show you because I actually give you an answer sheet. Okay, it's a blank answer sheet. You got to fill it in with the answers. All right, but in that little block on the answer sheet, put W, comma, X, comma, Y. You don't need to put a dot in front of it, okay, to represent a point. You don't have to write the word point in front of it. All right, there's no reason to do it. If you just have a capital letter, that automatically means it's a what? It's a point, okay? So don't put a dot. Don't put the word point. Don't put a line over top of it. All right, these are points. Just put the letter W, comma, x, comma, y. Does it matter what order you put it in? No, doesn't matter at all. All right, let's go to the next word, concurrent. What does that mean? Lines that do what? Well, okay, they do intersect each other, okay? But this one, you have to have three. They intersect each other at a common point. So I need three lines that all intersect each other at the same point, all right? Look at this line up here. See VW or VY and VW right there? They intersect each other, but how many lines are intersecting there? Only two. Everybody see that? What about this point right here? Two lines intersect right there, but how many intersect there? Only two. What are we looking for? We're looking for a point where we're looking for the lines that all intersect at one point. What is the point where all three lines intersect? It's W, that's right. So right here, all three lines intersect each other. So what we have to do is we got to name those lines, all right? So you got this up and down line. Let's do that first. Again, it doesn't matter which line you put in order. Makes no difference, okay? So this line that's going up and down right there, how would you name that line? WV, right, line WV. Or you could also write it how else? Line VW. It doesn't matter, all right? So you said WV, so let's put WV. Now, I don't just put WV, it's a what? It's a line. So what do I put over top of it? The line symbol, all right? So you need to put that. Everybody got it? I think I took off if you didn't do that on the quiz, didn't I? Because I said I would. I told you if you don't put the line symbol, you're going to get it wrong. All right, so that's one line. It's this one right here. Give me a name, Malik. It is. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't pay attention now. All right? So we're talking about that line right there. What's another line? WZ. Okay, yeah, this bottom one right here. Okay, so we write WZ and put the little line symbol over top of it because it's asking for lines. Okay. What's the third one? Yeah, WY. Or you could call it a bunch of things. You could call it WX if you wanted to. You could call it XW. You could call it XY if you wanted to, right? I usually, if there's more than 2 points, I usually use the points on the end, all right? So you don't have to. So I'll call this WY. Is that all right? But there's a bunch of things that you could call this and still get it right. So you got to get all three of those right to get this problem right. Okay, if you mess this one up and you didn't get this one right, but these two were correct, I still mark it wrong. Everybody got it? Okay, but you should be able to get all three of those. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. All right, you'll have some pictures where you got to draw some stuff. This says draw a picture illustrating each object. What is this? It's a line. That's right. So we draw a what? Draw a line. All right, so oops. So I put oops, I went back to black, didn't I? Let's go to red again. I messed that up. There we go. All right. So there's that. There's that. And let's change my point size. It messed up everything there. Okay. So there's a line, but how do I know it's CD? I got to put some points. Okay. Put a point right here. Call it what? C. And put a point right here and call it D. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Very, very simple. Now, I could ask for something different. I might ask for an angle. I could ask for a ray. You know, there's all kinds of things. So don't, just because I put a line on the quiz doesn't mean it's going to be a line on the test. All right? It could be all kinds of things. Let's do a what if. What if I said to draw a picture illustrating this? What is this? Is that line AB? What is it? No, it's not a segment. It's a ray. And where does it start? So I could draw something like this, and then I could draw this. Oops, sorry, let's go this way. Draw that. Right, that's the end point. Very good. I heard somebody say that. So A has to be the end point. Why? Because on a ray, what's the first letter always? It's always the end point, okay? It's always the one that doesn't keep going through. Now, where's the B going to be? Yeah, just somewhere on here, okay? Just somewhere. Don't put it like right at the end of the arrow. Just put it somewhere on here. Put a point, put a dot, and then put B. That would be ray AB. What if I asked you to draw this? It's a line segment. Very good. So you just draw a line segment. Do I put arrows on the ends? Do I? Put a point. That's right. It's not an arrow. It's a point. Doesn't keep on going. It starts at C, ends at D. So what do I name this point? C, and this one D. It actually doesn't matter. You could have put the D first. Alphabetical order makes no difference, okay? But that's how you would do it. That's how you draw it. Everybody got that? So it could be something different than a line. I don't even know. I don't even have the test in front of me. I probably should have had the test in front of me. But be aware of that. All right, let's do this. This is the one that people have troubles with. Don't know why, but they do. Point G on plane R. Well, first of all, let's draw a plane. How do we draw a plane? What does that look like? Yeah, kind of. Well, it's not really a trapezoid. It's actually a parallelogram. We'll talk more about that. We haven't studied parallelograms yet, but it's just like a rectangle, but it's what? It's slanted, right? All right. So this is how you should draw a plane. Don't draw a plane like this. Everybody hear me? All right. Draw a plane that looks a little bit slanted. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right. Now, what's it say? It's called plane R. So how do I name it? Where do I put the R? Do I put the R out here like this? Okay. It doesn't have to be in the top right. In any of the corners. It doesn't make any difference. Okay. Let's just be crazy and put it in the top left corner. All right. And it is plane R. So a plane, if we use just one letter, we use just a lowercase r. Don't put an uppercase. That's different. Okay. Uppercase would represent a point. Okay. So don't put an uppercase. It's already lowercase right there. Okay. So make sure you put it. It can be in any corner. It doesn't make any difference. Don't put it outside it though. And this says point G is on the plane. So what do we do with that? Do I put a point out here? Is that on the plane? No. Where do I put it? Okay, it doesn't have to be dead in the middle, but just somewhere inside of here, okay? I'll purposely not put it in the middle just to show you it doesn't have to be in the middle. I mean, it could be, but it doesn't have to be. And we got to name it, though. What do we name it? G. So we just put a capital G next to that point, and there's your picture. It's as easy as that. It's not really that hard. Again, this may not be the question on the test. I may give you something else. I will give you one with a plane, so you make sure that you do the plane, okay? But I could say line AB on plane R. What would that look like? Well, you just wouldn't put a point, though, would you? You'd put a line, that's right. And what must be true about the line? You must have what at the ends? Arrows. So I can't just do that. I got to name it, right? Everybody see that? So what do? Put a point here, call it A. Put a point here and call it B. And that would be line AB on, everybody see that? On plane R. Here's the trickiest one of all. I'm going to make this plane a little bit bigger. And it's not going to be perfect, but it's close enough. Let's make it a little bit better than that. Yes. Don't ask me to go to the bathroom. Thank you. If you had to go so bad, you would have gone a long time ago when you had time. All right, so it's still plane R. So what are we going to do? You could put the R anywhere. I'll just put it here just to show you. It could be in any corner. Everybody with me? But what if I said line AB that intersects plane R at point G. All right, so I'm going to use some of the same things that we've done before, but this time, here's the key word. It intersects. So if you add, holding up this paper right here, if it intersects, what's it doing? It's going through it. Okay, it's not on it, right? It's going through it. How do we draw it going through? We've done this before.
You draw a line Xing out the plane.
Yep. So you could do this. Watch. You could draw a line. I'll tell you what. Let's do it like this, just so I don't get in the way of that. So right there, I could put a point. But then, what am I going to do for the rest of this? I'm going to put a what? A dotted. Right. Exactly. Everybody see that? Why did I do that? Well, this is where it's intersecting. That point shows me where it's intersecting. What's the dotted line represent? Yeah, the other side, with the side of the line that you can't what? See, right? So if I went like this and it came out the other side, there's part of that line that you can't see. Would you agree? Depending on what angle you're sitting at looking at this. So that dotted line represents the part that you can't see. But again, this line does not lie on it, on the plane. Okay, it is not this, right? See that paper right there? This line, that's on the plane. This is what? Well, what's the word? I underlined it twice. Intersects. It's intersecting the plane. All right, so when you see that word intersects, you've got to know it's like this. Draw it. Okay, draw it right now. You should have drawn it right now, all right, so that you can see this. Now, we got to label it, though, don't we? Actually, I don't even think I call it AB. You could. Yeah, let's just keep it that. It intersects the plane, here's plane R, at point G. So what am I going to call this point? I'm going to call that G. That's where it intersects. But if I want to name the name the line, it's line what? AB. So we need an A here. You could put the B down here if you wanted to, or you could put the B right here if you wanted to. As long as A and B are on that line, that's good. You could put it on the dotted part. Normally we wouldn't do that, but you see that? There's line AB. It intersects what? Plane R at where? At point G. All right? So I would write that down. Why do you think I'm so stressing this one? Why do you think I'm stressing this one in particular so much? Give me a wild guess. Because what? I can't hear you. Your hands are up to your mouth. I can't understand what you're saying. Yeah, but more than that. What are we reviewing for? Okay, where do you think you're going to see this? On the test, right, okay. So I'm making a big deal about this. Why? Because it's probably going to be where? On the test, okay? You got it? Okay. I wonder sometimes if I'm getting through to you. All right, here we go. We got a few more minutes. Let's change colors. Will that blue show up? Yeah, it's good enough. All right, what about this? What's another way to name this? So if I ask you to name this right there, what would you name that I circled? Line WZ. Very good. Okay. So here's W, here's Z. What's another way that I could name line WZ? Yep, you could call it WX. There's a bunch of things you could call it. Okay, you got a lot of variety of answers. WY, ZY. Yep. Here's one thing I don't want you to call it, okay? I don't want you just to go backwards on this and call it ZW, all right? I said that on the quiz when I reviewed for the quiz. I don't want you to do that, all right? I mean, technically, that's true. It is another way to name it, but I want you to use some of the other points in here, all right? So I could name it just WX. Now, it's not just WX, it's what? It's line WX, so put the line symbol over the top of it. This next one's super easy. I don't even have to look at this picture to answer this. What is the end point of this? What is this? Is this line? Is it line segment? What is it? It's a ray. So which one is the end point? It's X without even looking here. Okay, I know it's X. Why is it X? Because it's the first one. That's right. So on a ray, the first one's always the end point. So I just put X. Easy as that. I just remember so many people getting that wrong, and that was probably one of the easiest questions on the quiz. Right? The end point is always the first one on a ray. Let's do this. We're almost done. State another name for angle 1. Where's angle 1? It's this angle right there. That's right. So when I name an angle with 3 points, the middle point always has to be the what? Yeah, give me vertex. That's what I'm looking for. So if the P's got to be in the middle. So Q what? PR. That's right. So write an angle Q, P, R. You could have gone RPQ. Could you have gone QRP? No, because the vertex has to be where? In the middle. Let's do this one. Name a point in the interior of angle QPS. Well, where's QPS? QPS. It's a combination of like 1 and 2. Everybody see that? So we're looking at that big angle right there. What point is inside that angle? Yeah, this one right. No, not 2. That's not a point. That's not a point. That's the name of an angle. This is a point. Okay, it is R. Correct. One more and we're done. Name a point on the exterior of RPT. So let me get rid of this. Oops. Give me a sec. Get rid of. Come on. What am I doing? Anyway. Oh my goodness. I'm getting rid of everything. What am I doing? There we go. RPT. Let's see where. RPT. Yep. Q is on the exterior of this angle right there. And there you go. That's 1/3 of our review. Okay. We'll do the rest of it tomorrow. Okay.